Self-love. What is it? How do we explain self-love to kids without making it be more egotistical or all about them? Because to be honest with you, if you don't have self-love, you honestly cannot love completely. I'm Marina from Raising Biz Kids Chats, and welcome Trailblazing Parents to this episode. I'm going to talk about self-love as in, it starts with self-care, right? Because if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't fully fall in love with yourself first. And it's interesting, from young age, especially girls are taught that self-love no, there's no such thing. I mean, I don't think I've ever been taught about self-love. Everything was about everybody else, right? You take care of everybody else has to be happy. It doesn't matter if you're happy as long as you make the other people happy. And what happened? For years, I was always unhappy with myself. I didn't like who I was as a person, right? And because of that, I had many issues with different relationships, with my work, with just accepting who I was as a person overall. And since I've started to really work on myself and discover self-care, I know that sounds kind of silly that I discovered it, but since it's not something that we are taught from a young age, it's not something we just know, right? So I finally understood the importance of self-care, which means it could be anything. Literally taking time away and just being with yourself, taking a beautiful hot shower, going to the gym, getting a massage, taking a walk, doing something that is strictly out of pure enjoyment. And it brings happiness to yourself, right? What it does is it makes you take time out for you. So since I have boys are a little bit less conscious like girls are, you know. They're more self-centered. I'm not going to say it in a bad way, but they are, right? However, there is a difference between being self-centered, egotistical, and actually knowing who you are and loving yourself for who you are. So since my youngest child was 4 and my oldest was 10, I started teaching them the importance of self-love. And I tell them that I love them unconditionally all the time, but I also tell them that until they can love themselves completely unconditionally, meaning if they make a mistake, so what? If they say the wrong thing, so what? Everybody makes mistakes. We all do wrong things once in a while. It's how we feel about ourselves afterwards. And I explain to them, I'm like, no matter what you do, you still have to love yourself. You still have to understand that it happens. Shit happens. It's okay. And it's part of who you are. Your imperfections makes you who you are. And it takes time. And I explained this to them. You know, I say to them all the time. I'm like, until you can truly love yourself, like for who you really are completely, that's when you could really love other people, because you become less judgmental, because you judge yourself less. You become more open-minded and are okay with other people's errors and just kind of laugh them off as well, because you are so certain with yourself. And when you love yourself and the mistakes that you make are not as severe, or, oh my God, I just made such a fool of myself. Oh yeah, I did that. That was kind of stupid. I'll get over it. But I still am an awesome person. So this has been something that I have been working on with my kids for quite a long time. It's now going on 3 years. And the way I started doing it is, we used to stand in front of a mirror and just look at ourselves. I looked at myself, they were staring at themselves, and I used to say, Marina, I love you. I love you. I think you are an amazing person. I truly love you. And then I used to let them do the exact same thing. Oh, they thought it was so silly. It was so uncomfortable. They hated it. Oh my God. But they did it. At first it was like, oh, I love you. You know, like not really. But with time, they were able to say it with pride. They were able to actually say it for real and mean it, right? So this does not happen overnight. You have to work on it. And now they're like, yeah, if I don't love myself, how can I love anybody else? And they know that it's not an egotistical thing. It's literally loving who you are. So we need to teach our children self-love, which starts with self-care as well, from the very, very start. Like as soon as you possibly can, start teaching them self-care, self-love, and let them say that they love themselves exactly for who they are, for their imperfections, for the mistakes that they made. It's just normal. We all do it. But when we can enjoy it and have fun with it, life becomes so much more fun, and they love so much deeper. So I'm Marina from Raising Biz Kids Chats. Go and tell your kids you love them and let them start saying that they love themselves just as much. And have fun with it. I want to hear the way you guys handle self-love, educating your kids about self-love, and just having fun with it. So subscribe to my channel, like our page, keep coming back. I do these talks regularly. There's so many amazing things we could teach our kids from the start, and they're easy if you just start one little step at a time.